At 3 a.m. my dad called and said, "Your apartment building is on fire. Hope you've got insurance." I started laughing. This is going to sound completely unbelievable, but bear with me. Imagine getting a phone call at 3 in the morning, only to hear your dad's voice, tight with panic, telling you your entire apartment building is on fire. Everything you own gone up in smoke. And instead of tears, instead of absolute devastation, I burst out laughing. Not a nervous chuckle, mind you, but full-blown, almost hysterical laughter that left my poor father absolutely speechless. He was baffled. How could I possibly laugh at losing everything? But here's the thing. That building, that apartment, it wasn't just my home. It was the battleground of my dreams, the gritty reality of a life I'd fought tooth and nail to build. A life my parents, especially my dad, thought was utterly reckless. See, I grew up in Oak Ridge, a tiny Midwestern town where dreams were as modest as the buildings on Main Street. My dad, Harold, was an accountant. He measured life in spreadsheets, in financial security, in practicality. My mom was softer, but she always deferred to his judgment. Their vision for me? An accounting degree, a stable job, maybe teaching if I felt particularly wild. But from the moment I could hold a crayon, I was drawing. My high school art teacher, Mrs. Lell, she was the first person who ever told me I had real talent, not just a hobby. While my father rolled his eyes at the stack of art school brochures on my desk, she helped me put together a portfolio. When I got accepted to an art program in New York with a partial scholarship, the battle at home began. "Art doesn't pay bills, Audrey," Dad would say, his voice calm but resolute, and somehow that was worse than yelling. Do you know how many talented people end up waiting tables their whole lives? Despite their objections, 8 years ago, I moved to New York with 2 suitcases and a determination that felt like armor. That armor thinned quickly. New York City rent prices? Brutal. That first year, I bounced between 3 cramped shared apartments, working 2 part-time jobs while taking classes, barely finding time to actually create art. Then, 5 years ago, I found the building in Brooklyn. Calling it not much to look at would have been a compliment. 6 stories of faded brick, windows that rattled with every passing truck. The lobby always smelled faintly of cabbage, and the elevator worked maybe 60% of the time. But the rent was surprisingly affordable for a 1-bedroom, and that bedroom, it had this incredible northern light perfect for painting. Mr. Vasquez, the elderly owner, rarely fixed anything, but he also rarely raised the rent. He'd owned the building for 40 years, operating more on handshake agreements than formal leases. My neighbors were this incredible diverse group, most of whom had lived there for years. There was Vanessa, a nurse who'd bring me soup when I was sick. Walter, a retired high school teacher who played jazz records too loud on Sunday mornings, but no one ever complained because his taste was impeccable. The Patel family on the first floor, who ran a small grocery 2 blocks away, and would save the best produce for us. Every time I called my parents, Dad would ask, "Have you gotten renter's insurance yet?" And every time I promised to look into it next week. But there was always a more urgent expense. Art supplies, dental work, winter boots when mine finally fell apart. Insurance just seemed like something I could postpone indefinitely. Looking back, I should have seen the warning signs. About 8 months ago, things in the building started breaking more frequently. Full story on the channel. Link below. Click now and watch what happened next.